For 3 decades, the world watched a man who seemed to embody charm, success, and emotional warmth. He wasn't just a celebrity, he was reassurance in human form, a symbol that talent and positivity could carry someone from humble beginnings to global admiration. Then, in less than 10 seconds, on one of the biggest stages in entertainment, that carefully built image fractured. The moment wasn't just shocking because of the act itself, but because it came from someone who had spent a lifetime convincing the world, and perhaps himself, that he was above it. To understand that moment, we must return to where his story truly began. Roots in West Philadelphia. He was born into a neighborhood where survival often mattered more than dreams. West Philadelphia was not the romanticized version seen on postcards, but a place shaped by grit, tension, and unspoken struggles. His family appeared stable from the outside, disciplined, structured, and respectable. Yet inside the home, there were emotional complexities that left a lasting imprint. His father was present, but unpredictable, commanding respect while instilling fear. These contradictions shaped a young boy who learned early that safety often came from managing how others saw you, not from changing what was happening around you. The smile as armor. As a child, he discovered something powerful. Humor could disarm tension. A joke could redirect attention. A smile could soften conflict. And charisma could create acceptance. What began as a coping mechanism quickly became identity. In a neighborhood where vulnerability could be dangerous, he built a persona that radiated confidence and joy. People responded to it, and that response reinforced the habit. Over time, the line between who he was and who he performed became increasingly blurred. The smile wasn't just expression anymore. It was protection, a shield he carried everywhere, without realizing how heavy it would eventually become. Guidance and early belief. Amid the chaos and contradiction, there were voices that grounded him. His grandmother recognized something special in him, a spark that went beyond survival. She encouraged discipline, faith, and purpose, reminding him that his gift wasn't accidental. That belief stayed with him, even as other influences pulled him in different directions. At school, he wasn't known for academic excellence, but for presence. He could command attention effortlessly, turning ordinary moments into performances. It became clear that his strength lay not in traditional paths, but in connection, storytelling, and the ability to make people feel seen and entertained. The birth of a performer, his partnership with a talented DJ, marked the beginning of something transformative. Together, they created music that stood apart, light-hearted, clean, and full of personality. At a time when much of the genre leaned toward aggression, their style offered something different: joy. Audiences connected with it immediately. Success came quickly, bringing recognition, awards, and validation. For a teenager, it felt like confirmation that his instincts were right. He had chosen the uncertain path, and it seemed to be paying off. But success, especially early success, often arrives without the tools needed to sustain it. The price of early success fame brought money, and money brought lifestyle changes that outpaced wisdom. Like many young artists, he spent freely, assuming the flow would never stop. But the reality of financial responsibility arrived harshly. Massive tax debt and fading momentum forced him into a moment of reckoning. At just 21, he faced the collapse of everything he had built. The confidence remained outwardly, but internally there was fear, real, destabilizing fear. It was the first major moment where the persona couldn't fully shield him from consequences. Something had to change, and quickly. Reinvention through opportunity. A new opportunity emerged at precisely the moment it was needed most. Television offered a second chance, not just financially, but creatively. The transition from music to acting was not guaranteed success, but it aligned with his natural strengths. He brought energy, authenticity, and relatability to the screen in a way that felt effortless. Audiences connected with him instantly, not because he was perfect, but because he felt real. The show became a cultural phenomenon, and he became a household name. Yet even as his success grew, the deeper emotional currents within him remained unresolved. The moment of emotional truth. Amid the comedy and charm, there were flashes of something deeper. One particular scene revealed a level of vulnerability that stunned audiences. It wasn't just acting. It felt like truth breaking through performance. In that moment, the carefully constructed persona slipped, and something raw took its place. Viewers saw not just a character, but a person carrying unresolved pain. It was a reminder that beneath the humor and charisma was someone still shaped by childhood experiences, still searching for approval, still trying to reconcile who he was with who he felt he needed to be. The burden of perfection. As his career expanded into global superstardom, the expectations grew alongside it. He wasn't just an actor anymore, he was an idea. People expected consistency, positivity, likability, control. Maintaining that image required constant effort. Every public appearance, every interview, every performance reinforced the same narrative. But no one can sustain perfection indefinitely. The gap between the public persona and private reality widened over time. Relationships, personal struggles, and internal conflicts became harder to manage within the confines of that image. Yet the performance continued because stopping felt more dangerous than continuing. Cracks beneath the surface. Eventually, the pressures began to show in subtle ways. Conversations about personal life revealed complexities that didn't match the polished exterior. The idea of a flawless life started to unravel, exposing something more human and complicated. The need to maintain control, to protect the image, and to navigate deeply personal challenges created tension that couldn't remain hidden forever. When the breaking point came, it wasn't just about a single moment. It was the culmination of years of unresolved emotion, unaddressed pain, and the exhausting effort of holding everything together. Conclusion: a mirror, not a mystery. The story is not ultimately about a fall from grace, but about the cost of living behind a mask for too long. What happened in that brief, shocking moment was not an isolated ghutna. It was a release. It revealed the reality that even the most admired figures are shaped by the same fears, wounds, and contradictions as everyone else. The reason it resonated so deeply is because it reflects something universal. Beneath every polished exterior, there is complexity. And sometimes, the most important truth is not what we see in others, but what their story forces us to recognize within ourselves.